Is Kazuchika Okada lazy? Let's talk about it.
That son of a bitch! Why, Triple H? You son of a bitch! Why? Tell me why! Damn Triple H! Damn his soul! You son of a bitch!
Welcome back to the MVP's Lounge. I am your host, as always, the King. And thank you guys for liking, sharing, subscribing, and commenting. If you guys been doing for the past, I don't know, like a couple months now. I mean, it's been a good while now, and we're up to 804 subscribers. Shouts out to every last one of you guys. We're gonna hit the 1K before the end of this year. We should get monetized before the end of this year. We are on a great track record right now. Okay, so continue to do what you guys have been doing. Really appreciate it. Now let's get to the meat and potatoes of this whole video. Let's talk about Kazuchika Okada, because he's been the topic of conversation, I'd say, ever since last year going into this year. Because for some reason, he's been, I don't want to say very lackluster in ring, but it's looked very weird for some people. I can't speak for myself, but according to people, he's looked very uninterested. His style has been slowed down completely, and he's been seeming like he might be phoning it in ever since he's got his money. So the question is Kazuchika Okada lazy? Or is this just his new heel persona that he's been putting on? Because ever since he showed up last year back in March when he joined the Young Bucks, he's had a completely shift in his style. You know, things have been slow, methodical, and he's looked very, I don't want to say stone-faced, but pretty much just what it was been like, stone-faced in the face in terms of in-ring. So it seems like he doesn't care, he's disinterested. Or would you say that it's age? Would you say that he's slowed down and that's kind of the way he's had to change? Now, for me, if I have to give you my view on this, I just think that that's just his heel persona. Now, if I have to go back in time, let's take us on a time machine trip. Okay, let's go back to 2023, where he fought Bryan Danielson at Forbidden Door, and during that match, as much as I wasn't really a fan, he was still moving relatively well, and his style was definitely more of his New Japan style that he had. Now, I much preferred their rematch that they had at Wrestle Kingdom, I believe, in January of 2024. I preferred that match that they had, and he still seemed like he was good there. So I doubt that within a couple months span of him joining AEW, he just all of a sudden can't wrestle no more. You know, I doubt that that's what it is. And again, I don't know the guy personally. I don't know what's in his mind and in his heart and how he feels. I doubt like that he would be phoning anything in and intentionally being lazy with certain wrestlers. But again, I don't know the guy. Maybe he is. Maybe he doesn't like where he's at, and he's just doing it just because he doesn't care. I mean, if you think about it, let's put ourselves in Okada's shoes, right? Let's step into Okada's boots at the moment. If you were a wrestler who was considered a wrestling god, and now you head over to AEW, and you're wrestling lower talents, I don't know, maybe by the names of, I don't know, Speedball Mike Bailey, would you really care as much? You know, would you really be caring to challenge and face a guy like this? You know? But then, you know, when you speak in that terms, his style was kind of the same when he had matches with Kenny Omega. Now, speaking on Kenny Omega, we know about their history, the long-awaited history with 4 different matches against each other. Some of the greatest matches probably on this planet, people consider. Not many people consider it, but I mean, I consider some of these to be one of their greatest matches in history. But when they have their rematch at All In, you know, it's a little bit different. You know, it's a bit of a different story, because in that match, it's compared to what they had in the previous years. Very slow paced, very methodical, but I enjoyed it because it seemed like Okada was completely like dissecting Kenny from top to bottom, you know. I enjoyed it. So for me, it's like, okay, that's just his heel side. That's just his heel persona. Because if he was being lazy, let's say against a guy like Mike Bailey or somebody else, why would he not just turn up when he faces a guy that he actually respects in Kenny Omega? You know, if he respects a guy like that, why not turn up and go full speed and not be seeming like he's moseying around and being sloppy kind of thing. That's just me, you know. I don't see it that way. And if that's the case, I consider just him being heel is why he's moving like this. Because you can even go back to, what was it? I would say, was it earlier this year? Or was it late last year? I can't put two and two together. I feel like it was either late last year or early on this year during the Continental Classic when he fought Will Ospreay. Their match was phenomenal. Like some of the best work. Now some could say, okay, that was mainly on Will Ospreay, but I don't see it that way. I think Okada was also tapped in that entire match. That's honestly the entire tournament he was tapped in, you know. But even this match specifically, like if you go back and watch, it was tapped in. So then when you get something like that, you see, it's like it's a completely different story. Now the question is if this changes anybody's real opinion on it, you know. Because let's move over to something more recent. Let's talk about his match against Swerve at Forbidden Door. Now, that match was completely disappointing to me. Like, completely disappointing. And I don't know if that was mainly because of Swerve's torn meniscus, but I can't even blame Swerve on that because Swerve was giving it his all from what I saw. It just, like, there was a complete disconnect in that match. And I don't know what it was, but it was lifeless. And I was just like, man, is this Okada phoning it in, or is this just Swerve's knee? Like, I don't know what it was. And that was a real disappointment, honestly, for me, because I'm like, I was really, really, really looking forward to this match being good, and it didn't turn out that way at all. It didn't turn out that way whatsoever. Which, again, left people questioning, is this guy lazy? And I don't know. I don't think that's the case. Because I can even go backwards. Hey, look, we can continue going backwards. The Revolution and his match with Brody King, I enjoyed that too. It's weird. It's a weird thing. I don't know. Y'all let me know. Maybe I'm looking too much deep into it. You know, again, I am a avid listener occasionally of I said avid and occasionally, like it wasn't two different things. I listen to Jim Cornette when I can. And Cornette believes he's lazy and he sucks. And I just don't believe that. I don't believe that he's lazy. Because we've seen everything Okada's been doing his entire career, and I doubt Okada would do this. But again, I'm not Okada. I'm not in his boots. I don't know how he's reacting to everything he's been doing so far in the company. Maybe he believes he needs to be a top guy, and he's in the mid card right now, kind of. So maybe his mindset is different. Maybe he does look at it in this way of he's phoning it in and he's doing it this way. Maybe it was intentional that he became a heel so he could do this, or maybe our GOAT has slowed down. Maybe he's gotten older in age, can't move as great as he can. Look at Tanahashi, you know. He can't move as well as he can, and Okada's probably been wrestling forever now and hasn't taken a break like everybody else. So he kind of just keeps going and going and going. So maybe he has slowed down, but I just don't see it that way. Because again, I have the evidence to prove in a bunch of other matches where he's looked very similar to what we've seen from New Japan. There's also evidence of him showing that he's looked completely different from New Japan. But again, is that him being lazy, or is that just part of his character persona of being a heel that he is right now? These are very, very interesting times for us. Very interesting times. Kazuchika Okada. These are the questions we have for him. He is currently the unified AEW champion. We will be holding the Continental Classic very soon. Probably like towards the end of this year, we'll be holding it, and this is going to be across overseas for the first time. So, overseas Continental Classic going to be held, and of course, Okada will be involved because it's going to be similar to the G1, where it's like a round robin kind of thing. So we will see a lot of Okada matches again in succession, back to back. So we will see if Okada phones it in, as people have been saying, or is just part of his character. We'll see. But y'all let me know how you feel about Kazuchika Okada in the comment section below. Is he lazy? Is he old? Or is he this is just his character right now? And maybe when he turns back face, maybe he might flip the switch. We will just have to see. But thank you guys again for joining me in the MVP's Lounge. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.
Damn! He ain't gonna be a
MVPs.